Hey everyone, so today I have in my possession a silicone mat that I bought off of Amazon, and I'm gonna try it out. If it works awesomely, then I will put it on my materials page for y'all to be able to buy as well. And 100% silicone, because this is supposed to be way easier to remove from resin than the hot glue gun. So I am excited. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set this mat down. I am gonna make some coaster molds out of my silicone, and then we're gonna make some cool looking coasters. Let's see how well it goes. The first thing that you wanna do is make sure it's nice and clean. I have hair and dust on this, so I'm just gonna go ahead and wash that off with a wet paper towel. And once that is clean, you can begin. Now, it's just kind of bunching up there. There we go. Take your hand, you can feel if there's any grains, which I do not feel. So this is gonna be interesting. I'm excited. Now, you wanna make sure that your surface is flat underneath. I just realized I actually have tablecloths underneath, so I'm taking those out really quickly. This one I'll just shove over. There we go. All right, now should be ready. Nice and flat. This I think will flatten out with the weight of the resin. I'm not too worried about that. It's whatevs. This will be the back, whatever sits on this is gonna be the back of the coaster anyways. So with the silicone, this is just something that I got from Walmart. Oh. And I did get clear. I didn't know if white would leave a tint on my coasters. I didn't really want to take any chances really. But it does say that you're supposed to remove any dirt, grease, blah, blah, and then cut nozzle to get the perfect bead size. And then you apply this caulk and then smooth into any gaps, but I'm not using it as a gap. So I'm just going to form my outsides, and then all right, so the 100% silicone, it says to chop the cap off in the size of the bead that you want, which I'm just gonna do a fairly small bead. I don't want it to be, you know, super thick. So I'm going to make 4 coasters over here that I'm actually gonna do with my Pro Marine, and 4 coasters over here that I'm gonna do with my ArtResin, so you guys can see the casting difference, at least for coasters, between the two, okay? And then I thought it would be fun. I have these cool silicone cups that I got as well to try out. So I thought it would be fun to see what it would be when I cast inside of a couple of those. So we'll see what happens. I don't know, playing this by ear. But let me grab some scissors and we will chop to it. All right, chopped off my gap, and let's make some coaster molds. So I'm not gonna make a perfect circle. I'm just gonna go around in some type of rough looking oval. Just kind of like I did with my jewelry. Okay, and then go ahead and fill in any areas that you kind of drug the silicone through too much. And then once you get these, you're gonna let them sit for 30 minutes before you try to put anything in them. Ooh, this is gonna be cool. Very unique. Literally one of a kind. No one else is gonna have this. So cool. I'm excited. Now the concept's kind of the same with this as it is with the hot glue gun. You just kind of keep stacking it up once it dries. So I have my first part down. I am gonna create some type of middle just because I think it adds to be able to do something like that. And cups are gonna be able to sit on this regardless. I don't think they're gonna have issues with that. but I feel like I'm already gonna run out of this silicone, so I might need to just do the ArtResin today because I know that's gonna work beautifully. I don't know, we'll see. I might just do a set of 2 with the other one. Okay, so here's a nice set of 4. If I do want to stack these up more, I am going to have to build up and probably use all of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this video feed and make you guys just come closer. We're going to do a set of 2 with ArtResin, set of 2 with Pro Marine. All right, we're a bit closer now, so I'm just going to keep stacking this up so that way I have a nice tall cast. And I know ArtResin is not meant for like very thick applications, so I actually don't want it to be too thick. I think this will be fairly good. They'll be nice size coasters and made out of all resin. All right, so it's about the same as I did with the hot glue gun, 3 layers. 3 levels, and that's about how much I was able to get. So that's perfect. You'll need 2 tubes if you're doing 2 sets of 4. So basically 1 tube per set of 4. Now let this dry for 30 minutes and then I will be back. All right, so I really let these set. This is actually the next day, and I decided to get these things out to do my casting in instead of the like little bowls. And I'm gonna work with the Pro Marine first, get that done and out of the way, and then I'll do the ArtResin. I'm gonna be working with glitters, so I decided to do a pink, purple, and gold glitter, and then I'm gonna do my gold leaf on the edging. Maybe, I'm gonna see how that works with this type of form. But with the silicone, I do notice that it bends a lot, so yeah, I'm not quite sure if that's going to be affected by the resin. It seems like most people have good luck with this, so fingers crossed. All right, so I have my Pro Marine mixed up, and then I have these little cups. So I'm gonna use them for the glitter, and then the rest I'm gonna cast and use alcohol ink. So the colors that I have with my alcohol inks are the Pinata White, and then I have Butterscotch, Stream, and Wild Plum from Ranger. Just been trying those colors out lately because I think they're really pretty. And let's jump right into it. So again, I always pour my resin first, and I'm trying these silicone cups out, so I'm excited to see how well they work. Okay, now once I know that this is enough resin, I'm gonna probably pour the rest into here and see what happens, because I want some of those bubbles to come up. We're kind of testing this as like a casting thing as well, so we'll see what happens. But I don't want to pour too much glitter today just because I actually want the transparent look. So hopefully that's kind of the case of what we get. Torch. And I'm just going super quick. As far as I've known with silicone molds, you don't want to keep that blowtorch on it very long. So I'm assuming that's the same with these. You just want to kind of have quick passes, and then I'm going to leave that now. So for casting, actually I'm going to go ahead and throw the rest of this glitter into one, and then I'll do the alcohol ink with the rest of the clear, and then I'll just grab another casting mold for There we go. Ooh, that's gonna be pretty and transparent. But I'll grab another casting mold for the ArtResin so you guys can still see that side by side. So let's throw this clear in here. And I'm gonna leave a little bit of room for that alcohol ink to allow to fill up some of that volume. Okay, so what I did here in this one is I just layered the purple glitter and then the pink glitter, and then I did a super transparent bit of gold glitter right up at the top, and I'm just gonna let it sit for a bit before I try to apply the heat gun. I'm actually gonna do the heat gun versus the blowtorch. I think the heat gun will pop the bubbles, whereas the blowtorch is probably gonna torch my mold too and make it stick. So I was told, or I seen a video, I think it was Annie's art, and she had showed that, like, hey, this is not that good to do. If you put the blowtorch on for too long, then it's gonna start sticking to the mold. And that was an issue that a lot of people would have. And then alcohol helps to pop the bubbles too. So now I'm just gonna be applying the alcohol ink here into the Pro Marine one. And so we'll see what happens. I really don't think those alcohol inks are going down at all, but I feel like I see them moving a bit. Oh, I don't know. I'm curious to see what happens on that. On this side, I can kind of see some, but I'm not 100% sure there. Okay, and then with this, yeah, I don't have my heat gun out, so I'll just do a quick boop boop. Okay, and done. So I'm gonna let those sit. I'm gonna move it though. We'll move this one over here since I'm done with it. And then, where'd my clips go? Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip these silicone cups upside down, and let's see how easy it is to clean. Okay, and then I know with this one, there's a little bit left in here, so I could just pile that on top actually, why not? Fill this mold up. And then maybe the weight of the resin will push the alcohol inks down here. So we'll see what happens. Okay, in these, I find that leaving my popsicle stick in just at a slight angle so I can get it away from the side. And then it'll all go down, and then I'll just be able to pull it out. I haven't had issues with that. Okay, this. Yep, let them bubbles come up. There's still so many bubbles coming up. Huh, interesting. Okay. Interesting, interesting, interesting. We'll see what happens. Okay, if I see more bubbles pop up, I am gonna blowtorch them. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and get into my ArtResin, and then you guys will see me torching any of those if that happens. Okay, and then throw them away or reuse them. Now I'm not sure if the glitter transparency is going to be any different. Really, we're looking for the quality difference. Because I don't know if I put the same amount of glitter in each one. I think I did, but that's kind of open for interpretation, I guess. Okay, so glitter is definitely sinking on the Pro Marine already, which is interesting. Okay, and then I have the ArtResin sitting in here. I was hoping to get some of those bubbles to come up, but they have not. And then I was just gonna fill some of these glorious babes with some glitter resin. I do notice that with these silicone cups, it's way easier to fill these diamond things up. So that's cool. Okay, so now I'm gonna flip these upside down. Take these off, do some alcohol inks. Same thing, same colors. Okay, so far I can actually see the alcohol inks coming down on this one already, whereas that was not the case for the Pro Marine. And I'm gonna pour, just like I did on this one, I'm gonna pour more resin right on top to fill it up. Ooh, that's cool. So we'll see what happens. I'm very anxious for this to cure now because this is gonna be pretty cool. Wait for them bubbles to hopefully come up because there shouldn't really be any air in there now. And then that one's done. Yep, I see more bubbles coming up, so I'm gonna wait for that one. And let's torch these really quickly. Okay, and I'll come back in here and I'll do some bubbles, but I will finish off this video with the uncasing of all of these. All right, so there wasn't much of a difference between the ArtResin and the Pro Marine when it came to the actual finished product, but removing the silicone actually was a lot harder on the ArtResin, and the Pro Marine, it was a breeze. The bubbles that you see happened in both the ArtResin and the Pro Marine, so honestly, I think they both were a fail.